Hello, Tonys, and welcome back by popular demand to the Carpal Diaries with your hosts DJ and
Bianca.
And if you didn't know why we're called the Carpal Tunnel Diaries, please refer to our first video. We got some great feedback from that video, so we thought we'd produce some more content for y'all.
Today we're going to cover the ROI of relationships. That means the return on investment, how to know if your relationship was a waste of time, and then go into a little bit of how we can work on optimizing this ROI.
No, in fact, usually they're not. But
yeah,
what is ROI? Well, Investopedia defines an ROI, or return on investment, as a performance measure which tries to directly measure the amount of return on a particular investment relative to investment's cost. That was a mouthful. Daniel Sloss, who has a great Netflix special out, in one of the specials, he says that if one loves themselves only 20% and someone comes along and gives them 30% of love, it's going to seem like the best thing ever. Wow, they gave me so much love. But really, it's less than half the love that they can possibly give you. Everyone is worthy of being with someone who loves you and all of you, not just 30%, not 50%. You are worthy of loving yourself completely, and you are worthy of finding someone who also loves you completely.
I think that's a way better definition than Investopedia's definition. But
yeah, fuck Investopedia's
definition. The first kind of ROI is obvious. Dating is expensive, and sometimes it's worth thinking about how much did this relationship literally cost me. Like, I'm talking about monetary gains and losses. When I first start dating someone, I'm making about $100 in the first month. I dated a guy, he'll buy me dinner, he'll buy me, he'll pay for around a few movies, maybe he'll fill up my tank, so on when dating the right guy, I could be making around $400, and then sometimes you'll date a scrub, and you'll see about a $15 investment or a gain, which isn't that big of a gain, but the first date should always be a monetary gain for the girl. She should at least be breaking even. That's what I think. You want to get at least a drink out of it, I would say of a profit of at least $5 on your first date.
That's it?
At least, and of course monetary gains are not the only gains, but look, if we're talking about an ROI, I just want to put it out there that you definitely want to be thinking about how much money am I putting into this relationship? How much money am I getting out of it? Time is money. I want you to buy me a drink. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
I have a story. The first girlfriend I ever had back in the 6th grade when I was a small little 12-year-old boy who had crazy hormones and just had a huge crush on this one girl. I got one of my friends to ask her out for me. Surprisingly, she said yes. We ended up agreeing to go on a movie date. However, her parents were not about that at the ripe old age of 12, so we had to have a friend buffer. So we had a mutual friend come with us, and this mutual friend I am super close to, and so is she. And somehow my mutual friend convinced me to buy her some earrings on the first date as a cute gesture on top of the movie. So moral of the story is she broke up with me the next day and I was out $20 to $30, which is over half of my income or my wealth at the time. But did I care? No, I did not. I was just so excited to have my first girlfriend, my first date. The relationship lasted 8 days. I couldn't give a fuck. That's not what I was thinking about.
Yeah.
The money was not where my head was at.
Look, you were thinking about the monetary gains. I just also want to put out there, think about how much money I lose trying to look cute. The amount of money I put in just looking attractive on a first date, that's something that's worth considering.
I mean, from a man's perspective, I don't really think about looking cute. If you get deodorant in a shower from me, you're probably pretty lucky. I probably like you.
Damn. But look, there are more nuanced measurements of success in romantic relationships that we just kind of want to cruise on through so you know that we're not completely superficial. So obviously you have
only a tiny
monetary.
bit superficial.
I mean, I'm definitely superficial. But look, there's other types of gains and returns on investment. Just to be clear, the investment is the relationship, if that was not clear. So one of them is a sexual ROI.
Yeah. I mean, biologically, this might be the most important one. Like, we're just drawn to sex. What we're looking for in a relationship, a lot of the times, especially from a man's perspective, revolves at least partially around sex, at least initially. Once it wavers off, it's okay as long as it doesn't impact your development. Like, sometimes if you're in a relationship and it starts off, you're having so much sex and it's awesome, and then one partner feels like it's too much. The other partner is like, oh, it's not enough. That means there's some sort of tension that has to be addressed within that relationship.
Yeah. So you have monetary gains, monetary losses, sexual gains, sexual losses. Another important one is emotional ROI, thinking about what did you get out of this relationship emotionally. Like, did you spend a lot of time and energy giving a shit about someone who literally does not give a shit about you, was not thinking about you? That is an emotional loss. You spent way too long on this person. Or sometimes you get a lot of validation out of a relationship, and then that is a net benefit. And that's something to definitely consider.
Yeah, there's this great book called The 5 Love Languages, and there's a quiz what love language you are. And I think it's very important that everyone in a relationship take this quiz and work towards showing the other person that you care by trying to appeal to their love language. And those include receiving gifts, quality time, words of affirmation, acts of service, devotion, and physical touch. So if they're all the way on physical touch, you should work on trying to get yourself to appeal to that language.
Yeah, 100%. And so, post-relationship ROI is where you kind of look back on the relationship and you think about all of these things. You think about, did I become better? Did I learn something?
So the post-relationship ROI obviously doesn't come right away. It's what happens as soon as you break up. Did you become better in any way? Did you learn something? Has it affected you in any way where you can take certain lessons from it and use them in the future to better yourself and your future relationships and your future partners?
Yeah. So these are some of, now that we've elaborated on some of these measurements of efficiency, I think we should talk about some of the ways that we can keep in mind to ensure that we're not wasting our time, because you want a high ROI. Obviously, ROI is like a metaphor of sorts, but look, how do you measure the return on investment in a relationship? How do you know it was worth it? So maybe some things to keep in mind are, did you learn something? Were you happy? My favorite one is, did they give you literal things? Like, looking back on a relationship,
present.
Do you have things, gifts, or just things that they left at your house that you now have because you broke up? I have so many books that guys will never get back, so many shirts that are cute that I'm never going to give back. These are returns on investments. Like, I put in time into this relationship, and now you're never going to see your cute shirt again. Yeah,
well, there's also things like, what type of emotions did you feel during the relationship? So if you were sad a lot, it's probably not worth it to be sad very often in a relationship. Did you make new friends?
Totally.
Did you lose friends? This to me was an important one, because I felt like this is something that I struggled with, because in my relationship, which I talked a little bit about in our previous podcast, I felt like I had put so much into our relationship that I was forgetting who I was. I wasn't hanging out with my friends. I was making her priority, and that's not what you want in a relationship. A relationship, again, you don't want your partner to complete you. You want to be completed and then have your partner make you better. And that is something that a lot of people struggle with in a relationship.
Yeah. So like, okay, you know how to measure it. That's cool. Now, how do you optimize it? Like, how are you constantly working towards a better return on investment of your relationship? Joel came up with a formula that he's going to share with us.
The two of us came up with this formula. It was equally both of us. Don't listen to her. She's just being modest.
We both work in data. I just do have to reiterate that coming up with formulas is a part of our job. But look, I want Joel to read us this formula, so...
Read us? Do you have it written down somewhere? I'd love to read it. By the way,
I have this formula tattooed on my body.
It's hard for me to read from San Francisco when you're all the way in LA. You got to get your butt up
we're
here.
also a long-distance podcast. That's how you know that we really know how relationships work, because, like, we can make this work, so we clearly know how to give advice on relationships. Anyways.
Let's not sell anymore. Let's give them the formula. So it's what you put in to the relationship minus what you get out plus lessons learned. And those lessons can be generated even after the relationship ends. So you'll probably have a different answer to this formula the day after it ends versus 3 months after it ends versus a year after it ends.
Yeah, the look back window is 400 days. So you have...
That's a completely arbitrary number.
Yeah, I just made that up. But look, we're working on a look back window. You know, the formula's constantly being updated, but that is our formula. That was just a joke about the look back window, guys. But look, it's important, I think, to think about the ROI, you know, and while you're in the relationship, and then also while you're out of the relationship, and then how you're going to optimize it.
Yeah. So we've come up with a few ways that we think you can best optimize post the breakup, maybe a month down the road, maybe 2 months to work on yourself and learn as much as you can and better yourself. So the first thing that I really like is a point that Rory in the Love Chat makes. And he talks about, say you got dumped today, but you know that your girlfriend is going to come back to you. Would you rather have her come back tomorrow or in 2 months? And the reason why most people would say in 2 months is because think about it. So you just broke up with your girlfriend. You're completely free, or your boyfriend, whoever it is, your significant other. You're completely free. And for the next 2 months, you can go out, focus on yourself, become a better person, and just improve as much as humanly possible. Your interests, your likes, going to the gym, reading a book, things that you just potentially didn't have time for in that relationship. Would you do that? Or would you rather have them come back tomorrow? Most people would like to go out and focus on their personal growth, and that's something that really helps. So even when tomorrow comes, you're like, all right, I have 2 months to get better. And then the day after, it's like a constant 2-month mindset that you're in. And that will really help you improve and grow and keep you sane during those times. And then at that point, she might come back, she might not come back, but you've improved and you can go out and find something better since you're better.
You can also optimize your ROI post breakup by selling the things that they gave you and making a profit off of what you bought it. So if someone leaves a shirt at your house, you can sell it.
Yeah. Or burn it.
Look.
To me, I mean, I'm a pyro. I like when shit's burned.
Yeah.
I'm a fan of burning things.
Actually, yeah, you should optimize your ROI post breakup by bettering yourself as a person and also by burning all their things.
Yeah. Also, be at least somewhat courteous to them. Honestly, if they broke up with you, you have all the right to be mad and angry. But I would give a 2-week window, especially if it wasn't a bad breakup, for them to come back and get their things. After the 2 weeks, do whatever the fuck you want with their things. It is no longer.
I don't know.
You don't
Yeah.
agree?
I mean, look, if you got dumped, you can do whatever you want with their things, and if they ask for their things back in a courteous manner, I'm probably not going to give it back, but I'm a little immature. But, you know, me and Joel were actually talking about this, and that's why when you break up with someone, you either A, have to get your stuff back before you're going to be a dick, or you just can't be a dick. I don't know. It kind of depends on the person.
Yeah.
But look.
You'd rather be single and happy than in a relationship and miserable. And just keep that in mind. If you're not getting out of it what you're putting in, what you want, you are by definition unhappy. And in that time, you could instead be working on yourself and bettering yourself and finding the ultimate better partnership. Look at each relationship as practice for the final game.
Yeah.
And good things will happen.
Beautifully put. So guys, if Carpal Tunnies, if you enjoyed this video, this episode, we would be really grateful if you subscribed or left a like. We really want to get 10 views for this one, I think.
Share on Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, call into the radios, take out a newspaper ad, whatever you feel is the best avenue for you. We will gladly accept it.
Yeah, we don't have any money to give you, but we would love it if you would put us in your newspaper or, you know, on your radio show.
Yeah. And if you have any questions, concerns, or ideas for future episodes, please do not hesitate to email us at the Carpal Tunnel Diaries at gmail.com. Carpal Tunnel Diaries at gmail.com. I think we'll include it in the video like we did last time, so you can't mess it up. Hit us up.
Yeah. All right, guys.
Cut this. Thanks,
Bye,
guys.
Tunnies.
Bye.